Welcome to Take Two Creations Fashion Series. We have today an Indian film director, producer, screenwriter, and editor. But today, I will welcome her with my own personal impressions of a female filmmaker who made the film Parched. Please welcome Leena Yadav. Welcome,
Welcome,
Leena.
Lena.
Hi.
And Parched is a movie about women empowerment that impressed me so much. And Leena, you were great when we met you at Dr. Sushil Ratan's house when Parched was released. And I think we would love to know more about it. But Parched is not the only thing that you have done. There's so much to talk about. But first thing I'll ask you is I saw a lot of stuff from in Google about you. But I would like to know, how would you describe Leena Yadav as a person? Yourself.
Oh, that's very difficult. Whoever I am is evolving all the time, so uh, I can't state that in a bit. But yeah, I'm someone who loves people. I love traveling. I love discovering stories about people. And what I find most fascinating is that despite all cultural differences and everything, our stories are so same, all over the world. And I think we're going through a very, very interesting time, which is, I think, the most equalizing time that the world has ever seen in a lot of ways. Also a time where the disparities have stood out so uh, evidently. So yeah, we are unified by one humanity, which is beyond everything else. So that's where my stories come from, and I'm happy that I got to be a filmmaker who could, learn and tell stories.
That is compelling me to ask your story, your journey. So I know you're passionate about filmmaking, right? Or mostly creative in the entertainment industry, if you want to call that a film industry. So, what has been your journey? Well, talk about your successes and struggles in this journey, and when you started and how long it's been going on.
Oh, that's a really long story, but let me try and give it to you in concise. I was brought up in a very army life. My father was in the army when I was a child, and we were in a new city every 2 years. I think, and that is essentially the life that shaped me and who I became and the way I think. Because we were so isolated from caste and religion in a weird way. The army lives it in its own cocoon, so we celebrated all festivals.
Right.
So those things never stood out to me, and it was literally like we would cross the walls, go out to the outer world, and people were a bit stranger than we were. So I think that was a very fascinating childhood for me, and very, very educating also. Then basically, I don't have a story. I mean, now I'm compelled to figure out where this filmmaking thing came into me, because everybody has a story of when I was 4 years old, I knew I'd be a filmmaker.
Right.
I think what I survived these shifts every 2 years, because as a child, it's not easy to adjust into new schools every 2 years and make new friends. I think it was my ability to tell stories that really kind of helped me in making these adjustments. And that's something. So by the time I was in college, I wanted to be an architect. And a really long story cut short, in a very weird way, I could not do architecture. So it was literally like a sign of push away from there. And I ended up doing economics honors in Delhi University, Lady Shri Ram College. Halfway through eco honors, I realized that this is not what I want to do. And I said, okay, I want to do something in films. I don't know what. Then I came to Bombay, did a diploma in social communication media from Sapphire College. And then I started working. And the moment I started working, I knew I wanted to direct. But I said that to be a good director, I need to technically know something. Otherwise, like, what am I bringing?
Right.
So that's how then I learned editing. And I learned editing with Raju Hirani.
Nice.
And then I edited for a very short time, and then somebody asked me to direct something for television. I started. Okay, so when I was editing, they were tough times for me because there weren't very many female editors. There were people who refused to work with me because they thought I was incapable of it, of doing technical stuff on machines and stuff.
Right. You
Uh,
computer?
but I don't hold any of that. I think all was part of my journey. I think none of it really stopped me. If at all, if anything like this happened, it only made me surer that I want to, be here
Yes.
and conquer this world.
Sometimes
in
it
my own
challenges
way.
you. Sometimes it just
Yes.
challenges you to do better, to prove
Yeah.
yourself. Yes.
So, and then I don't know. I mean, I've just kind of drifted into things, and I started directing in television. I did fiction, non-fiction shows. I met the love of my life while I was doing that in Asim Bajaj, who's a cinematographer.
Yes,
And
we read about him too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of
So
good
he
movies as well.
basically-
Yeah.
Yeah. So while I was doing TV, he was the first one to start doing film. And at that time, he told me, I had written a script some time back, which I was planning to do on television actually. And he had just done a film with Pritish Nandi Communications. And he said, why don't you go and narrate this film to them?
Wow.
And I said, I don't know whether they'll, this is not like the typical films. So he said, give it a shot. And I went and narrated Shab to them. And
Wow.
like with one narration, they were making calls to actors. And I mean, that film just like suddenly happened like that. And I didn't ever think that mainstream actors would sign on to something like that because it was not a typical Bollywood kind of a story.
Right.
Okay. I have a question. So when
Yes.
you said that your whole childhood was like a very army life, going from place to place and meeting different people, trying to make new friends, trying to gain more experiences, does that have anything to do with your this passion to tell stories? Did that influence you in some way? Because you said you really don't know how you got into the filmmaking. That passion
sure
comes
that-
from somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that did. It was a survival mechanism for me to be able to make friends in a way. Also, I was absorbing so much more. I was like being exposed to so many different types of lives.
Right.
So that was also food for thought for me. But also just, I used to tell stories as a child, and I know I could hold an audience with telling stories. And
Yeah. So.
I think that, so it became a survival mechanism also to me.
Okay.
And I kept sharpening that skill, I guess, in some way.
So that you don't have anybody in your family who came from that background, right? Or you were the first one?
Nowhere, for miles and miles.
Miles.
nowhere.
Okay. So you are the trailblazer in your own family
Yes.
in ways.
So the next question won't matter anything because I was going to ask who was the major influence in your life?
I think now that I think back, a lot of it is my parents.
Okay.
They shaped, I don't know what they did, but they gave me a lot of freedom. I was not brought up with, these pressures. I've actually never felt lesser as a woman. I guess that's why I survived a lot over in Bollywood when, it wasn't that acceptable to have women in the crew. Because I think I didn't notice it only. Like I just became like, I need to do what I need to do. And if this is happening, ignore it. So that's why I don't have any like big story. I'm sure lots of things happened around and to me, but I have not held on to any of that because I still got to do what I wanted to do. And I give a lot of the credit to my parents and the way they shaped me to survive the world, I think.
Wonderful. So I know you have done more films, and for the audience who may not know or may not be able to relate with your work, you have done Teen Patti, which was with Amitabh Bachchan, right? Working with
and Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, and Rajma.
And you wrote dialogues for that, right?
You directed it too, right?
I directed and wrote it.
And wrote it, yeah, both.
Yeah, wow.
So and Rajma Chawal with Rishi Kapoor. That was.
I wrote it with Shiv. I wrote Teen Patti with Shiv Subramaniam.
Okay.
Rajma Chawal was idea I was involved in the writing, but more credit to Vivek Achale and Manurishi Chadha, who wrote,
Yeah.
Rajma Chawal. So I've collaborated with writers. Shabd was the only film that I wrote alone.
Okay.
Shrutapa Sikdar wrote the dialogues, but after that, I've always collaborated with people on scripts.
And I also saw somewhere you have something to do with Chapak. Chapak? No.
No, I have no idea how my
how it
name
got
is
there. Okay.
as a producer.
Yeah, it did show
I
up
had nothing
somewhere,
to do with it.
and I wasn't finding anything about that, so that's why I was. So we were talking about Rajma Chawal. Yeah, Rajma Chawal was done in Delhi with Rishi Kapoor, kind of big stalwarts. That must have been a good experience, I would say, right?
And talking about Rajma Chawal, because it was shot in Delhi and me being a Delhi girl born and raised, I just loved that film. I revisited every corner, every street, and it was so well done and it just showed what Delhi is all about without saying
Thank
that it's
you
a
so
film
much.
about Delhi. So I loved
Thank
it.
you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and also since because of Rishi Kapoor passing away a few days ago, I'm sure it has become very, very close to your heart. So I would like you to talk about how the experience was and how did it come about.
Firstly, Rajma Chawal is special to me also because I studied in Delhi. So,
Ah,
and I think Chandni Chowk, according to me, is one of the most fascinating places on this earth.
Yeah.
It's got the people, the food, the place itself. I mean, I can talk endlessly about Chandni Chowk. It's the most
yes.
joyful place on earth in so many ways. And then getting to make a film in Chandni Chowk with Rishi Kapoor was just like the most amazing thing, and it'll always be a very, very special memory for me because I mean, I think Rishi Kapoor also enjoyed Chandni Chowk as much as we all did. We were eating all the time. I don't know when it was such a beautiful team and so many beautiful energies that came together. So it's like a love letter to Chandni Chowk.
Yeah.
And it's like a love letter to the old and new because so many things are changing, and I think our generation has seen the maximum amount of changes.
Mhm.
And I have a thing for things disappearing. Like, I'm so scared, bookstores will disappear soon. And so for me, celebrating and making them coexist was like the main thing of Rajma Chawal, the old and the new. And there is
Wow.
space for both. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the challenges? I'm sure it's such a crowded place. What were the challenges
I
you
thought it's going to be a nightmare to shoot there, to be very honest.
Uh-huh.
But I cannot even begin to tell you how beautiful the shoot was. I think the people of Chandni Chowk just adopted us. So they let us walk into their life. And like Rishi Kapoor, we used to have a car, obviously drop him to a point, and then there is no car, there is no route for the car to come in.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So we had arranged for a two-wheeler to bring him. And the first day itself, he said, "There's no way I'm going to walk." And no, there's no way I'm going to walk. And he used to walk every day, stop at shops, eat something, chat
Oh,
with
really?
people. By the third or fourth day, and I thought we'll have to do crowd control. By the third, fourth day, it was like the most normal sight. Everybody knew he'll come from this route. So, and people would like offer us food, and so I don't know, the people just became part of us, and we became part of them so organically. And also I had like the most amazing team that I was working with. So and again, we didn't go in work mode, even they learned to how to handle people, because Delhi also has this panga wala thing, na, ki the moment up chhed do and then things just go out of control. So we kind of learned that language and we were sensitive to that, and I think somewhere we blended in nicely and they made it beautiful for us to show them.
Yeah, Delhi is Dil Walon ki Delhi, so they love people, they love eating.
I always tell people the things that we achieved in that film with heart, we could not have achieved with money. Money cannot give us half the shots we have in that film, but they were purely they came from the heart, they were asked from the heart, and they came from the heart. So, yeah, Dil Walon.
Nice.
So I know you have worked with so many big names already, right? Your first film starting from Aishwarya and Ajay Devgan and all these kind of people, and Amitabh Bachchan, then Rishi Kapoor, and all these people you have worked with. अरे यार वो part की, I'm forgetting the name of the girl who's very popular.
Radhika Apte, Tanishka
Radhika Apte.
Chatterjee,
हाँ.
Radhika Apte, yeah.
She wasn't as popular back then, but still, she is
Yeah.
very popular now. So working with all these people, you must have already felt a sense of achievement, right? So where is this journey going? And is there a destination to this journey?
Can you answer that question about your life?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I have already planned it out for next.
Congratulations.
I can too.
Oh wow, I'm feeling very.
But it's
I
sometimes.
don't know. I want to keep making films, and there's so many things changing right now. So I'm right now working on a web series also. So there's so many other platforms. I mean, communication, the thing of entertainment and communication is expanding and redefining itself all the time. So yeah, I'm still learning so many things to learn still that one doesn't know. And I want to keep making films.
Yeah.
There's so many more stories to tell every day.
So do you have have you taken some kind of, I wouldn't call it a theme or a issue. You are all over the place. So you don't care about a particular style of story, a particular people's story. It is about any story that you see around you, what comes to your mind. So you are not stereotyping yourself.
No. In fact, there are so many genres which I have still not got to do, which I want to do. I want to do a very, very hardcore action film. I want to do horror. But I'll tell you the main basic theme which I find exciting is human psyche. And that's the only common thread that you'll find in my films, and can place that into any genre. And I would ideally like to make films all over the world, but let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what I find in your films is that human connection. Manoj actually had worked in a play called Iktara. So we both are theater artists, so we do theater, we act. And he had worked in a play called Iktara, which actually had the theme of like no matter where you come from, there is that one thread that connects everybody, all sorts of human beings, and I find that in your film. That Iktara, somehow you find that connection with the people who have similar thoughts, and that is so delicately worked on in your films that I love it. So especially in Rajma Chawal, it was so close to the heart because both of us being people who are away from home, and we did leave India and came here. So you can feel it. You can feel that connection to your roots, to your family, to your friends, to people around you. So I love that. But I would request you to do another film on women empowerment because I am so for it.
But on one condition.
I'm sure. I think all my films will have women empowerment, whether they are about that or not. My female characters will be different and interesting. And the thing about women empowerment is like, when I made my first film, I was asked so many questions about being a woman director. Like everything was phrased, woman, this thing, woman. And I said, you're putting me in a box.
Yeah.
And all you want me to do is now make films about women.
Yeah.
Pichari women.
Yeah.
That's why even Parched, however, whatever these women are going through, none of them were Pichari women.
Right.
No, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was the thing. I don't feel women are Picharis.
That's why I liked it, because you didn't present them that way. Even though they went through such a hardship, but they did not look Pichari from anywhere.
They had so much spirit, and like human beings have spirit. You can't paint them one-dimensionally. And I remember telling the DOP also, was an amazing cinematographer from America called Russell Carpenter, who shot Titanic, who's now shooting Avatar.
Oh,
I told
Wow.
Russell, I said we should make it the most beautiful looking film.
yeah.
We are celebrating these women. We're not telling a dark, depressing story. We're celebrating these women, and that's the way the film should look.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So Parched में you used a very down and dirty language, what we call it now, right? मतलब चांदनी चौक में रास्ता चलते जो लोग गालियां देते हैं वो वैसी language,
Raunchy.
raunchy. And you also had a sex scene, right? Radhika Apte का sex scene था. That was so bold in any Indian films that I had seen. I know the गाली तो पहले use हुई थी होती कुछ हुई है, लेकिन जिस तरह से the way you portrayed it, तो पार्ट्स में जो सारी गालियां थी जिसको generally they are for women or degrading women, you reversed it and you presented it for male infused गालियां. So that was the first time I had ever seen that version of that. और उसके ऊपर फिर Radhika Apte was a new girl, kind of not that known, but still came out and did sex scene. It was so bold of her, and so I think India के लिए ऐसे scene करना किसी लड़की के लिए it's the end of her career basically, right? But you made her do that. You came out and made her, or she opted to. But the way you presented that character, she was so empowered that she could go and do whatever she wanted to do, irrespective of what the dunya kya kahegi. So let's talk about that. How did that all come about? What was in your mind when you were creating those characters, and what you wanted to bring out?
To answer, you have many questions inside this.
I know.
Where should I start? Okay, the film started with actually Tanishta Chatterjee telling me a couple of stories while she was shooting another film in Rajasthan in Gujarat actually, and she was telling me about how these women talk about sex in the village, and I said, oh my God, the conversations about sex and violence are actually so much more real and unfiltered than us, and we say we are progressive. So that itself is like such a big thing. So I started off saying, let's make sex in the village and blow the pants of sex in the city.
Oh, okay.
So that's where it started off. But then obviously, while writing, the film took on more serious themes and stuff. And honestly, each character was inspired by a woman that I'd met. Like Rani was based on a woman who had that story.
Nice.
Lajo was this woman I met in someone's house, spent the day with these women. So I traveled for 2 months meeting women all over Kutch.
Wow.
And Lajo was born out of this woman I met who I spent the day with her, and she was laughing the most in the room. And her face was completely bruised. And I was just waiting to ask her what's going on.
Yeah.
And I remember asking her, does your husband beat you up at some point? And she looked at me and she said, "Are Didi, itna maza aa raha hai abhi, wo sab to chalega, uske bare mein baat nahi karenge." You know, I don't want to talk about the harsh realities. Then I said, this is what Lajo is. So in a way, all the characters were born out of people that I met and was inspired from. And for me, the eureka moment was when I came back and I was writing the film in Bombay. I said, you know what, I'm not telling their story, it's even my story. It's happening right here. The thing is, with us, we feel comfortable knowing it's happening there. But the point is, it's actually here. And you have to acknowledge that.
Right.
And that's exactly the response that I got all over the world, where people in the most progressive cultures told me exactly the same thing is happening here. So that's why the film reached out to so many people, because it was their story. And I'm telling a story about a village which doesn't have TV and which doesn't have education and information. And it's really sad that we live in a world that same circumstances happening in a place which has access to everything. So that's the irony. And to get onto the galis, now let me tell you something. It does not have much galis, but in that one scene,
एक से दिमाग में भरा हुआ वो नहीं निकलेगा कभी.
The film is full of galis.
That's a man's point of view. He only heard the galis.
नहीं, एक scene, that
and
particular
especially
scene.
the galis in reverse. Now you're
Right.
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 So that scene, yeah, I mean, that's been there in every draft of mine. It was one of my key scenes in a way, because this question has genuinely come not just to my mind, I'm sure to, and I am not sure,
Right.
I know to many women's mind, because they would come and say, I used to always think this, and thank God you put it in a scene.
Yes.
Why are all the galis around women?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
so the gal, and I have another story with the galis is when I traveled across the world, everybody would ask me, would your country see the film that we saw, because of the censorship here? And I remember that the censor board saw the film and I had walked in. Luckily, they were aware that the film had got awarded all over the world. So that was a little bit of a pressure on them. But first thing they told me, we'll have to give you a certificate. I said, absolutely, it's not a film for children. Then they said, ma'am, wo gali jo hai. I said, wo scene ko aap chhoge bhi nahi. Like, I literally threatened them. I said, that scene has to be there in the film. Come what may. And they backed off. I mean, so not my biggest, actually, me and my husband produced the film with a lot of angels behind us. Otherwise, that film was not possible. But our biggest victory was that India actually did see the same film, except for in the nude shots, the breasts had to be, people found it very uncomfortable to see breasts on screen. So we blurred out the breasts. And I think the blurred out breasts looked very ugly. And I wish we didn't have to blur them. But one step at a
time.
So, but I must say that the love scene in the film is one of the most beautiful that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah.
It was so artistically done. It looked like a painting to me.
Yes.
I mean, the lighting in that scene, the feelings in that scene, and it had nothing to do with any kind of like sexual energy. It was such a spiritual kind of a feel to the scene. I just completely loved it. One of the most beautiful love scenes I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Ditto that.
And the biggest compliment to that is, when post Past, I used to have a poster of Past on my mobile, and I remember I was traveling in Khajuraho, and we had this funny guide with us. And then he looked at my phone and he said, "Apne wo poster क्यों लगाया है?" So I said, नहीं, ऐसी में कोई फिल्म अच्छी लगी थी, आपने देखी है? उसे मैडम डाउनलोड करके देखी, क्योंकि बोला बहुत सेक्स है. फिर पिक्चर देखी तो सेक्स था ही नहीं उसमें, हिला के रख दिया इस पिक्चर ने.
Very nice.
So I was like, I've done something right. Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very good. Very good. Your most satisfying moments. I know you have already talked about one for about Pard's censorship. You know how you were able to show it in India just the way it was shown everywhere else. So, what are the couple of other most satisfying moment in your so far in your career?
Or in life.
Or in life. Yeah.
Or in life.
So before Past, basically, I decided that I want to stop making films because I wasn't finding what I wanted to do and the right way to do it. So the fact that I got to make Past, I think Past is a very crucial part of my journey because it changed a lot of things for me and about me, and it gave me a very different kind of a confidence. Also a kind of clarity in what I want to do, the kind of films that I want to do and how much would I compromise. So Past is one of my biggest things. And actually each of my films has taught me so much and given me so much. They've all been interesting journeys, and for me always the journey is the main thing. The journey better be interesting because journey takes 3 years. You know, the destination is just 2 or 3 weeks at the most. So the journey of each film has been amazing. And my first film, getting to work with Sanjay Dutt, Aishwarya and Zahid, and getting to make a film like that in that time, which was impossible. Right. I think that also, I mean, I remember the love scene, and that also created quite a shocking response. But I had a great time working with these actors, and actually when I was starting the film, everybody told me you'll never be able to finish this film because this one is like this and that one is like that. That's when I learned my first lesson is like everybody's experience is going to be different. So listen to others, but your experience will be different, better or worse. You'll have your own because you're a different person than that person.
Right.
So I had an amazing time working with all of them. Similarly, in Teen Patti, I had a great time working with seasoned actors like Amitabh Bachchan, Madhavan, Serpent Kingsley on one side, and newcomers on the other side.
Right.
So each of my films have like been very amazing, and Rajma Chawal for the memories of those times and the food and the people.
So what I have seen is your films, the way you shoot them. Like I was talking about the love scene, they look more like paintings. Do you have an artistic background? Do you have that kind of vision in mind? When even in Rajma Chawal, there were few shots I remember which looked like a painting. So it was a simple Rajma Chawal plate, but then the way the camera moves and that Rajma Chawal becomes like you feel like you want to eat it. So, and most of the films, I mean, there are very brilliant filmmakers and cinematographers, but in your films, I've seen that they are more like paintings. Even in Pash, the last scene when the three women are standing, the way they are staggered, the way they are placed in the frame. So, like you said, your husband is a cinematographer. So, does he help you? Does he guides you?
So I used to be a painter. I used to paint canvases.
I can see that. So that's what I guessed, and I know nowhere in Google it says you were a painter.
Yeah, I left
and
painting,
I can see it.
And I remember twice my husband's brought me easels and kept them in the house in the hope. And then one day he got a canvas also. He just kept it there thinking that, okay, now I'll get the thing to do it. And slowly over the months, he would see I would put flower pots on top of it. And, it would become like a hanger and clothes on it. And both the times he got insulted and he chucked it out. But I think I've transferred that thing into films. But honestly, in all my films, I got to collaborate with amazing cinematographers, and full credit to them for for being able to capture that thing in discussion with them, creating the look of a film. Yes, for me, creating that look of the film is very integral to the kind of film it is. That's why if you see all my films look also very, very different from each other.
Yes.
Right.
But it depends on what is driving that film.
I'm so impressed, and I would love to keep on talking for hours with you. next time when you come to Maryland, by any chance, please do come visit us, and we will have a gathering and talk in great detail. But I have one request: you have to come and make a movie here in Washington D.C., and we will provide full support. We will provide some extras as well for free.
Yes,
and
we are here.
Yes.
We promise we are the extras already.
Actually, I will be shooting a film, hopefully, whenever the world allows. In America, it's an American film with Geena Davis.
Oh, really? Wow.
And yes, it's called The Cowgirl's Last Ride.
Okay.
Love the name.
It's an amazing script to be produced by Susan Katsonis.
Wow.
Resonant Entertainment and Suzanne Farwell. They so it's a very, very, very special film, and yeah, when the world allows us, we will be making it very soon in America.
So can I come and become a spot boy or something?
I can be the.
We'll talk about this offline.
No,
I'll be the light
I want
girl.
it on the record.
Yeah, I want on the record. Like I'll be the light girl, the coffee wala, the coffee wali.
Thank you so much, Alina, for joining us today on a kind of short notice within a couple of days, and it worked out. And we really touched by all the work you have done, and bringing this grounded Lina, talking to us and talking about your journey and things. It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much.
It
was
was
fun.
wonderful talking to you.
Walking
and
down memory lane.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.